Okay. So once upon a time, a family, there's three, a family of Mama Bear, Papa Bear, and then two little boy bears, right? And they lived happily with Grandpa Bear in the homestead, right? And they had an argument one day, right? So Grandpa Bear didn't get along with Papa Bear. They weren't seeing eye to eye, right? So instead of sitting down like two adult bears and talking out their problems like regular rational bears would, no. They started getting aggressive and you know growling and roaring at each other and putting out their chest, standing up, and so and these bears are stubborn, right? Both of these bears are very, very stubborn. Okay. Now the one bear, he doesn't know he doesn't know how to use technology at all. This bear does not know anything, but he hates technology. He doesn't want to use technology at all. But Papa Bear is like you know, a computer nerd. He knows the technology very well, right? Very, very well. Which nowadays, a lot of bears do know technology. These old bears, man, they don't want to use the technology. So meanwhile, you have Mama Bear in the background, right? Mama Bear just she protects the little boy bears, right? She makes sure that nobody harms those little boy bears. She makes sure that's her whole purpose. That's you can tell that's what she lives to protect those little bears. At the same time, she's an extension of Papa Bear, though. But Grandpa Bear and Mama Bear used to get along really well. Mama Bear used to go to Grandpa Bear and tell her all her worries, all her troubles, and Papa Bear would take care of it for her, or Grandpa Bear, her issues with Papa Bear, instead of fighting with Papa Bear, Mama Bear would go to Grandpa Bear, and then Grandpa Bear would bitch at Papa Bear. Okay, so, you get the gist of it, right? You understand. So, but then Papa Bear woke up one day and realized that Mama Bear was very manipulative, right? Um, Papa Bear discovered that Mama Bear would abuse this power to her advantage just to get her way. So when he learned that he was manipulated by Mama Bear, he would never, never respect Mama Bear after that. Okay, Grandpa Bear discovered who Mama Bear really was and how she was as a person, and the real Mama Bear, right? We'll call her Karen Bear. Okay, so the Karen Bear. There's a lot of Karen, Mama Bears like this. They're Karen Bears, right? They they'll wait. They go hunting for their little boy bears. They don't do it in the daytime. They do it in the dark when no one's watching, right? They go after the food so that they can feed their boy bears. So you can't knock a mama for doing her job, right? All the props in the world for that. All the props in the world to a mother who takes care of two children at home and an adult child at home who doesn't work. I do have all the respect in the world for that. You should hold your head high for that, Karen Bear. However, Karen Bear, you could do all the right in the world, but that one thing you do that's wrong will define you. Do you understand? That will be the thing that they remember about you. That will be who you are. Not all of the things you do on the surface during the day that you do so everybody sees what you do very loud and in front of a lot of people. you know, that's where Papa Bear comes in with the technology, you know, and he helps to show everybody what a good mother, Karen Bear is, right? Using technology, he does that for her, and he does that to promote his. He has him and a bunch of other bears get together and they make forest music, So they're like musical bears, right? So Papa Bear, he does the technology thing, right? He's got the computer. He's the computer bear. So just picture him with some glasses on, like a computer nerd. This is the woods that they reside in here. So anyway, back to the story. So Papa Bear, yeah, sorry, Karen Bear and Grandpa Bear, they no longer got along because Papa Bear discovered who Karen Bear really was, and he didn't appreciate being manipulated, right? To come against his own son. Papa Bear is Grandpa Bear's son. Okay, so you have three generations here of Papa Bear. You got Grandpa Bear, Papa Bear, and then you got Baby Bear 1 and Baby Bear 2, right? Call them, I don't know, call them whatever you want. But anyway, these boy bears, they're adolescents. They're a little older, so they're mischievous, like any other kid would be. You can't, you know, you got to give the kids a break because kids are stupid. You know, bear cubs do the stupidest things. That's why Mama Bear has to protect them because they're stupid. They do stupid things. They're going to get themselves hurt, get themselves in trouble. They're going to do things that are not, they're going to make mistakes. That's what cubs do. Okay, cubs make mistakes and they play. They like to play. They like to laugh. They like to play with others. They like to do things that others enjoy as well. So they get in groups of cubs, and they fight just like any other fucking bear would. So Mama Bear, though, she oversteps. She tries to get involved in everybody's fights, right? But she does it at night, in the dark, in the shadows, where nobody can see what she's doing, right? That way, that way, it doesn't tarnish, that all the good that she's done. I'm not going to say she isn't a good bear. She takes care of her kids. She works. She is hardworking, very hardworking, fucking determined Mama Bear, and she would probably protect those cubs with her life. I wouldn't doubt it in a second, and I don't blame her. I wouldn't expect anything less of her. But Papa Bear, Papa Bear never really kind of grew up. He's still like a cub himself. So he never had to really become like Grandpa Bear. He never really had to be the bear, because Grandpa Bear was always that bear for him. He didn't have to make his own den. His den was he still lived in Grandpa Bear's den for 38 years, and he never had to do any work there either, because he had the boy bears to do chores and stuff. Mama Bear would not only should she work and take care of the boy bears, but she would do all the cooking, like cleaning and stuff too. Like this is the ideal, the everybody's fantasy, Karen Bear, right? But if it looks too good to be true, sounds too good to be true, most likely it's too good to be true. There's got to be something. There's got to be some skeletons in the closet there, right? It's got to be. She's got to have some bones buried somewhere in the woods. So this is what I found them. I found the bones buried in the woods, and I got to let everybody know that way at night in the shadows. That way, Mama Bear doesn't get them. They don't. They don't want to play. You don't want to be victim to this Mama Bear. I'm telling you, this is the it's the worst one. It's the stab you in the back type shit. You don't see it coming, right? And you can't even tell anybody about it because they they wouldn't believe it because it's hard to believe. I mean, Mama Bear is the kindest, most gentle, nicest, warm-hearted Mama Bear in the daytime, right? To everybody, and she talks to all the bears. I mean, all the bears. She talks to all the bears, moms, all the bear dads, all of them, right? And she's very very active on Face Bear, right? On Face Bear. So these everybody didn't get along at this point, and not to drag the story up, but that's important that I give you the context of the story. That is important. So it's hard to live with a bunch of bears in one den, right? You're gonna, you guys are gonna rub your butts together. It's gonna, there's not enough Charmin to go around. Put it that way. You need you need to make your own den. You got to get out, or else the boy bears are going to suffer for it. They're the ones that suffer for all of this stuff. Is the boy bears, the little boy bears, because they only know what they see. So they do what they see. They see what Mama Bear does and what Papa Bear does, and Grandpa Bear. So they want to be those bears. That's all they know. So when there's a problem between them, right, and they don't understand it quite yet, what they don't understand, the blanks get filled in, by Mama Bear, Karen Bear. Karen Bear explains it all to the to the kid bears, the cubs, in a way that they'll understand it, because it's hard for cubs to understand the complexities of, living out, living outdoors in the nature and everything, and all the forests and all the animals of the forest, you know, all the creatures that God put here, they're all different and they all see things a little differently. So you have to explain these things to the cubs, so they understand it because they don't know. They only know what they see, right? And that den is pretty small, so they see that and what's put in front of them via Face Bear, right? So they see and believe what they see, what they hear on Face Bear. Now, at one point, they start to grow up and realize, see everything for what it really is. But they can have a very, very misguided perception of of the forest. They might not even worry about something that they should definitely worry about because that's just they've been programmed like that, right? So just like any other cub would do, they're going to protect their mama bear, right? Don't blame them one bit for that. I do not blame the cubs for protecting their mama bear and their papa bear, their family, right? Who wouldn't? Of course you're going to, look out for your own. At the same time, you have to remember that everyone else is going to do the same thing, okay? You have to look at it from the other bear's perspective, okay? I mean, hell, you should really look at it from the bird in the tree, his perspective. You should look at it from the snake that's in the ground. You should look at it from their perspective. It's only when you look at it from every animal's perspective that you can really have a good understanding of the forest that you live in. So, mama bear, papa bear, the two cub bears, they, they're together, till they're, them against the world. Grandpa Bear has been there, done that, right? He's getting old. Okay, he just likes to be there. He just happy to be here, right? And he's happy to help any way he can. But he's a bear too. He has to eat too. And so whenever they don't, they barely survive on their own, let alone have to take care of Grandpa Bear too. So he takes care of himself, perfectly fine. And he needs at some point though he needs a little help with the whatever you want to call it. It's electricity. He needs help with the electricity, even though the den shouldn't have electricity. Whatever, forget it. I did this on the fly. All right, so sue me. But the electricity is really really high. It's crazy because the technology that Papa Bear uses and that Karen Bear uses that uses a lot of electricity. And then the toys that Papa Bear uses with his bear friends, where they make this forest music, the sounds of the stream and everything. And they bang on drums and stuff like bongos, right? And there's a lot of stuff that takes a lot of electricity, and it always has to stay plugged in so that it doesn't get moist in the forest. The dew from the morning dew doesn't ruin the technology. So there's a lot of electricity. I don't have to go on and on about it. The fucking electric bill's super super high. So Grandpa Bear doesn't have enough to eat and pay the electric bill, so he needs help. So he asks Papa Bear, hey, can you help out? I'm not going to be able to survive any longer. These winters, in this den, in this forest is getting pretty crowded, and it's it's a hard, you got to eat. Food's getting scarce, right? And he don't have the agility that Papa Bear has anymore. He doesn't have the abilities. He can't see as good as Papa Bear. He can't hear as good as Papa Bear. He doesn't have the energy, but he has the knowledge. He has the wisdom, right? So he shouldn't have to hunt. He shouldn't have to go do that. He should have his meal served up for him every day with a smile and a thank you. To be honest, that's how it should be because he's put in the work. That's his den. That's his den that he worked his whole life for, right? It's nobody else's. It's his den. He doesn't have anywhere else to go. He's going to protect that with his life, so he's not going to give his den away. He's not going to go find a new den. Papa Bear's got all the energy in the world. He's young. He can make a new den. He's got help, no problem. But or he can help with the electricity. Just that's simple as that. Help with the electricity, or go find another den. Well, he decides he's going to do option C. Option C is where he uses the technology, okay, and he uses his uh, uh, his knowledge and his advantage of the technology against Papa Bear to try to get Papa Bear to go stay down in the cave with all the other old bears. Like, all the other old bears live in the cave, right? And they're kind of crazy, right? They're crazy bears. Those are the ones that you want to. They're like rabid, They're like something wrong with them. But Papa Bear does not belong in the crazy bear cave. Okay, not at all, right? But Papa Bear, or sorry, Grandpa Bear doesn't belong in that crazy bear cage. So I know Lola. She's crying. So what's he gonna do to get Papa so he could just take over Papa Bear's den? He don't have to go find his own den or build his own den. Because Papa Bear's getting old, he figures, well, this is going to be mine anyway someday, this den. So I just need to get Grandpa Bear out of here, and then we're good. I don't have to actually do the work, right? I don't have to go make my own den, right? I'm too busy playing on the bongos. I don't have time to go make my own den and shit. It's easier just to use the technology. I'm already on Face Bear everywhere. So let's take a bunch of people here. Let's just try to convince a bunch of people um, to help me out here. People to help me out to get a little help moving Papa or Grandpa Bear down to the crazy bear den, right? So she tries to do this by telling everybody on the Face Bear, that Grandpa Bear is like a violent bear and stuff, and he's scared for his life, and Grandpa Bear is getting really bad, and he's starting to go crazy and stuff, right? And that's not the case at all. He's doing those Mama Bear manipulation tactics. Okay, I don't know who come up with the plan. I don't know if Papa Bear did, or if Karen Bear did, or if somebody else did. But that's irrelevant. The plan was still, consciously carried out by the Mama Bear and Papa Bear, who damn well knew better, right? They knew damn well what they're doing is wrong. Okay, and many people told them this on Face Bear, told them this isn't right what you're doing. So instead of like looking at the situation and maybe changing what they're doing or something, no, they blocked those bears. They totally blocked those bears. They don't want to hear it. They do not want to hear that that's not right. They don't want to hear the truth. They don't like the truth, because then that means they have to go find another den. No, 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 no. They are determined and stubborn. They already live in this den. That's been their den. Baby bears, that's been their den their whole life. That's all they've ever known. Mama Bear had been there at this point. She had been there, for 17, 16 years. 16 years at this point, yeah. And, they saved all the receipts, all the receipts from all the bills that they paid, because Grandpa Bear doesn't understand technology. So Grandpa Bear would just put out the money. He'd lay the money on the stump, and Papa Bear would take care of it on the computer, Face Bear and everything. And then, when you do that, you get a receipt, right? You can get a copy of a documentation showing that you paid for something, right? Okay, it shows that it was paid for, and if you have that receipt, then that's pretty much, well, look, I have this receipt. It says I paid for this. Okay, when you accumulate enough of those, okay, it would show that you took care of a house of the den, right? They knew that Grandpa Bear didn't have any of these receipts, to show, because they did it for him, right? They were doing him a favor, but the whole time they planned on using these receipts, to get what they wanted, to manipulate others to get what they want. This is a very, very sick thing to do. Nobody should ever use manipulation to get their way, because people get hurt by doing this. People get hurt. Okay? Bad things happen to people. Right, Lola? Right? People get hurt. She's telling you. I know, and it's sad. It's very sad. And when these things happen, I'm not I do get no satisfaction out of telling this story. It's a sad story. I get no satisfaction out of telling this story. I do not wish anything bad upon, Mama Bear, Papa Bear, and the baby bears. I mean, they're like my family. Okay, I would do anything for them. Absolutely anything for them. I don't care what other bears think. I could give two shits what other bears think. Two fucking shits. Really don't care. All I care about is me and my bears. Now I got a couple bears too, but my mama bear, she she moved to a different forest a long time ago. So it's just me and my two bears, right? But regardless, the story's about these other bears, right? So in this story, uh, after they had these disputes, Grandpa Bear laid it out. He said, "You got a time frame here. Whenever this date hits, you either have another den or you're giving me money for the electric bill. Real simple." Well, instead of that, the face bearer fiasco happened, right? And and he managed to get all these people on face bear to believe something they had no prior knowledge of, right? All these people, they only knew what they were told on face bear. They don't really know Grandpa Bear personally. They don't know the situation personally. They just know what they're told, okay? And in life, you don't believe anything you hear and only believe half of what you see. That is so true because there's sick bears out there that do these manipulation tactics, and it's sad. It's really sad whenever they like I said, I don't get satisfaction out of telling this story, but it has to be told. It absolutely has to be told, or else they will continue to hurt other animals in the forest, right? And it's not fair to them. And the only way to stop this is to bring everything to the light, okay? So you got to take a light and shine it at night on Mama Bear, what she's doing at night. You got to bring a big light and shine it and show Mama Bear at night because that's a different Mama Bear. You've never seen this Mama Bear, right? Totally different Mama Bear. Your jaw will drop when you see this Mama Bear. You'll tell yourself, that's not the Karen Bear I know. There's no way. There's no way. That's not the Karen Bear I know. She would never do that. I'm that there must be some lies being told here or something, right? But at the same time, when you start to look into it, okay, to confirm everything, all you will see is more manipulation one way, and on the other end of it, you see receipts, just receipts that just show what is, okay? No speculation, nothing out of context, just is what it is, right? So you be the judge. You got to look at both of them now. You can't just look at the one story. You have to look at both stories. So it ended up that the council, the council of the forest, they they get together, and all the owls and the crows, they're the wise council of the forest. They make all the decisions regarding things like this. Okay, so they made a decision because of the very alarming um, manipulation tactics that Mama Bear and Papa Bear were using against helpless Grandpa Bear, who had no idea. He doesn't use the technology. He had no idea of any of this, right? And he's very naive, and he's very stubborn, very stubborn. But it's hard to believe something that's unbelievable. Just, I mean, right? If it's unbelievable, it's hard to believe. It's almost like it's unbelievable, right? But trust me when I say I don't have to trick you into, speculating anything. Yeah, you can take it for what it is. Look at it on the surface and look into it a little bit. Tell me what you find out, right? Tell me what you see, okay? Because it, and if you see what I see, then speak up about it, okay? That's what the problem is in the forest today. The problem in the forest today is that people see these things happening, but they don't want to be the bad guy. They just forget about it. Like they never saw anything. And then, you know, the fox that swipes the eggs from the fucking from the bird's nest and shit. They can keep doing that because the bear that saw that just turned his head, never said anything. That's not right. And then before you know this, the foxes are stealing everything. Swipe or no swiping, right? Fucking steal your own, steal your damn firstborn if you're if you leave it unsecured enough. So anyway, the council is very very wise. Okay, they've been around a lot longer than Papa Bear, Grandpa Bear, all of them. They've been around for a long long time. That's why there's they are the decision makers on this stuff because they've been there, done that. They know they know what could happen in a situation. So they make it. They put it. They carve it. In a tree. They carve it out and say that Papa Bear will not come anywhere near Grandpa Bear within like 100 feet. And then it gets looked at again a couple months down the road, and they carved it deeper into the tree. For like another 3 months or something deeper into the tree. And it's 45 days, then 3 months. Then they looked at it again, and then they looked at it again after all that time. They went ahead and just burned it into the tree, okay? And they etched it in stone. And this is going to last 3 years now. So there's a reason for that. There's a reason that that this council's orders are for 3 years, okay? Because they've looked at it already. They're the ones that decided this, that it's important that yes, this needs to be done. Okay, but Papa Bear, if you say why are you abusing Grandpa Bear, he'll tell you that Grandpa Bear's abusing him. Right? He'll tell you the opposite. Okay, but again, I tell you look into it. Well, why doesn't Grandpa Bear? Why isn't there an order keeping that says Grandpa Bear can't come near Papa Bear? Then why isn't that the case then? If Papa Bear's telling the truth, wouldn't that be the case? Wouldn't Papa Bear then still live in that den? I would think so, right? Why does Grandpa Bear still live in that den now? And you don't hear the other side of it because Grandpa Bear doesn't do Face Bear. He doesn't get on Face Bear. He doesn't do any technology. Um, and this is just the one story. There are several more short stories of these bears. Okay, so this is just the first one. Okay, I'm just introducing everybody to these bears, to the bears. Okay, the bears. So the bears, they went down. They stayed at. It'd be Grandma Bear. Grandma Bear has her own den, right? It's on the other side of the forest. They went down and stayed with Grandma Bear for a while this happened. Then they did what they should have done. They went and got their own den, you know. So kudos to them for getting their own den. More power to you. That's great. That doesn't make them. That doesn't negate. That doesn't disqual or that doesn't cross out or cancel out the stuff that Mama Bear does in the shadows. Sorry, it still happened, and it's you can't don't run from the truth. Embrace it, and it will make you a better bear if you embrace the truth. Wear it on your sleeve like a whatever, wear it on your head like a raccoon tail or something. Okay, embrace the fact that you killed that raccoon. Wear it around like a badge of honor. Don't hide the truth. No, don't bury that tail in the ground. 'Cause then that poor raccoon, he took its life, and that raccoon tail will never doesn't get to live on. There's value in the skins. So in the pelts. So, but Mama Bear doesn't. She's running from that. She is running from her past and the truth as fast as she can. And she's scrambling like it'll be the death of her or something like that. But it's not. She doesn't understand that it gets better after that. That once you overcome that fear and you embrace, your past, you embrace the truth, right? Only then can you become what you're really supposed to be. Only then can you know, escalate. What's the word I'm looking for? You can ascend. Only then can Mama Bear ascend to the status, of one of the great mother bears of the forest. Okay, and she's got the potential. She definitely has the potential to do it. She has all of the other bear qualities, all of them. But this is the most important one. Okay, so and it's a big mountain to climb. But when you're right there, don't be afraid to climb over. Climb over the mountain so you can come down the other side. It's all downhill from there. I promise. So Lola, come here. Come on, Lola. So anyway, that's where we're at now. But now instead of embracing that past, this is like the final test for her. Instead of embracing that past and being proud of it, she's running from it, and she's doing more of the manipulation. Lola, come here, come here, come here. More of the manipulation tactics against people, which is not right. But it's not to hurt other people. Hey, come here. It's not to hurt other people, right? She doesn't do it, I don't think,